All right. Here we come.
Oh.
Ooh, it's so exciting. Lexi, I don't know if you have your phone, but I'm live on Instagram. So
Are you?
yeah, just on the side, people can hear us, and
Okay.
I don't know if that's what I do. I don't know. So, welcome everyone. This is Signature Block with Lauren and Bree, and we are here today with our very special guest, Dr. Lexi Meleski, who will tell us all about her life. I can't wait to get into that. But before we do, Lexi was supposed to be with us last week. We had to miss last week. The reason we had to miss last week, at first, I've been working always on self-development. Lexi is also a Virgo, Bree, and so she and I like to chat about, our self-development projects and what are da da da. So yeah.
Hey, Liberty.
I am trying to work on like being more open and vulnerable. And I don't know if you've heard of Brene Brown, but she has this great TED talk on vulnerability. So I'm like trying to live that, right? So anyhow, the reason we missed is because my father passed away the day before. So that was an interesting experience, and there was a lot of chaos that came right before he passed, which actually made sense because, like, of course, it would take 85-mile-per-hour winds and a wildfire to take my dad off the planet. But anyhow, we missed, and Lexi was going to be our guest, so she, thank goodness, has been able to come today. And I'm so sorry for all of our loyal viewers who we missed. There was like literally no power where we were because there had been a wildfire while I was there. So that was a little bit of trauma.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Okay, so that's my daughter in the background. She's totally doing her school and obviously not paying attention to her test because she's listening in on us. So, okay. So, Lexi, Dr. Lexi, I actually met her here in Oak Cliff, like 5 years ago through a networking group that we were both part of. And she was kind of like this cute kooky hippie girl. I was like, okay. And I've gotten to know her over the years, and she is a fascinating human being, an excellent businesswoman, a philanthropist, a builder of women. Okay, a builder of women. I love that. And so we have grown to have a great friendship. So welcome to our show, Lexi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So, Lexi, tell us the name of your business.
So, our new recent business is Our Wellness Community LLC. We are in Oak Cliff. We also have a sister nonprofit, our Birthing Home Wellness Community 501c3.
Okay. And what are those? What does that mean? What does that, so cool. Thanks for that.
So, as Lauren has mentioned, I am Dr. Lexi. I'm a chiropractor. I'm also a doula. I'm the CEO of our nonprofit, the executive director and founder, developer, boss, all of the things, right? Owner. And so our mission has always been to provide access to affordable, holistic healthcare services to create change within our community through education, health, and empowerment. And so our business model basically would rather you be under care than not. And so we work with every kind of income, all finances, everything like that. And that's always been the case for the last 7 years. I saw the need for greater service and greater attainability. And that's why I created the nonprofit, basically because we were functioning like a nonprofit and people love to give, right? And so we were very grateful to have a whole community that was able to donate basically everything. More in that house, when I first moved in, I only had 2 stools and 1 chair.
Wow.
That house was furnished by everybody else. And
Wow.
so that like generosity transpired, and it was all baby things, used baby things, new diapers, all of the things. And so the nonprofit like expanded and contracted regarding donations for people, regarding people wanting to give money for people to receive more chiropractic services or massage or doula services or whatever it may have been. And so I think that was the biggest reason to kind of move into nonprofit, because everybody was like, Lexi, are you sure you want to do this? Because of the taxes and all the things and having to keep up on everything. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. But that's been on the back burner for a little while we picked up this last year our wellness community LLC. So we separated and created an actual business or for-profit piece to it all, because that's how we're actually going to help
pay the bills. Okay, so quite a few things. First, you and I and Bree, we all started our business in our homes. Okay. The room I'm sitting in right now used to be my waiting room. Right? It's a living room. And behind that was is a dining room, which was my paralegal's office, right? And then the bedroom I now sleep in was my office. And it worked great. I mean, it was great, but I very quickly decided to move into a space because I was having a lot of visitors pre-COVID. Bree, she had no issue during COVID because she's always trying to work out, working out of her home and had a mobile office. Bree is not ruled by Mercury like you and I. So she and technology are like this, right? And she really grasped that. And she had she got on the Facebook, the social media, she is so ahead. I look at it and I'm like, she's so ahead. Oh my goodness. I'm sure my son who's 16 would be like, of course she's, huh?
Is that because we're ruled by Mercury that we don't understand?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Think about Mercury retrograde. I
just thought I was an old lady.
No. Bree, can you join us here? Are you there? So
I'm here. Listen, I don't know anything about Mercury, but I do know.
but you do know about working out of your home.
Yes.
And starting your business in your home.
Yeah.
Right?
So what I didn't have
a philanthropist.
I wasn't meeting clients in my house.
Right.
But I have, but I'm very a work from home. Even before COVID, I was virtual essentially. And then when COVID came, it just kind of, what it did was convince everybody else that, I wasn't crazy being virtual, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Peers. Yeah. So it was for clients and peers, right?
Yeah, right.
Because everybody's like, what are you doing? Why are you not in the office like my peers, right? And I'm like, for what? I don't I don't need to be here with anybody. Why are you paying $700, $800, $1,000 a month in rent? I don't get it. So that's what COVID did for me. Now everybody understands yeah. And then she said about Facebook and social media, just social media all across the board. I don't know. It just works.
You really embrace it like a younger person in my mind. In my mind, okay. I'm too old for that. You know what I mean?
I say I'm too old. I'm 32. I don't know.
And I'm 40. I'm
not yet.
I'm 40. Older than all y'all, so I don't know.
I'm almost 40, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm too old for that. No, I'm not.
It's a game changer, though. If you get into it's a game changer.
It is. So, I mean, I personally, I wouldn't go back to the way I had it when I started, and I know. Lexi, you are now in a building that is not your home, right? And that has been because of your growth and the way you've decided to, grow your business. And so that was really the point I wanted to make is we all wanted to start our own business. And so we all did it exactly where we were. We're we need a roof, we need to eat, and we need money. So let's do it all right here. Right? Yeah. And that's what we did.
We did it with zero money. I did not take out any type of loan.
Exactly. Same here. I never got money
on my table
until I didn't get money until COVID, until they gave it away. And then I was like, cool, I will take that. Thank you. Free money. But before that, I'm trying to build my business's credit, but I never did those things. So I think it's, I just want to point out that you can start And I like to say, started in my house, now we're here. Right? Like,
Yes.
Because it's true. Like, started in my house, now we're here, you know? And so, like, when I moved to my new office, I sang that every time I went up the elevator. Started in my house, now I'm here. Because I had 1,700 square feet, which at the time made sense.
Yeah.
And it was exciting. And I really made it. You know, I'm on the 4th floor and I have a view, you know, that kind of stuff. But my point is to encourage anyone that wants to be a business owner, an entrepreneur. Like, if you have a roof over your head and you have the type of business, you can build it under that roof.
Wherever you're at. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, even if you have like a mobile or a detailing company, you can run it in your bedroom and then go hustle, you know, do the detailing where the cars are, right? Like, the business can be operated. You don't necessarily need to be able to afford a space. That shouldn't stop anyone from their dream.
People will find you, and it doesn't matter where you are, right?
That's right.
So tell, okay,
like if you build it, they will come, literally.
Exactly. Expand on that, Lexi. Tell us, now I know I met you in a networking group. So I know you did networking really early on.
100%.
Tell me more about how people found you, or how, you know, if you build it, they will come.
So, and that's the thing, I think it's personally building like yourself, not necessarily a space, right? And so my whole practice, word of mouth, because I'm apparently ruled by Mercury and do not know shit about Earth, anything about
technology,
social media, anything.
We're really good at communication though. We're just not on the machine.
Exactly. So basically I ended up doing a lot of networking in every facet. I mean, I was meeting people at meetups, North Oak Cliff net weavers. They met at Cafe Brazil over here every Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
In the morning. That did not.
I did that one too.
North Oak Cliff. What do we do? Women in business.
Oak Cliff Women in Business. Yep. Shout out to my ladies.
Yep. Oak Cliff Women in Business. I was at every birth thing that I could think of. Because remember, now my specialty is pregnancy and postpartum, and I'm a doula. So, you know, birth is like my jam. So
what do you mean every birth thing? Like what is?
So there were other meetups and things regarding birth. There were other conventions and things like that. I was asked to speak at a couple of them, you know what I mean? Things like that. So I took every opportunity I could, and I would always make it a point and go speak or go, you know, whatever it took, because at the end of the day, even though that action didn't necessarily bring in a person, like it wasn't necessarily reciprocal, that action always, there was something to receive from it. Does that make sense? Like whether it be a new person or whether it be another opportunity to meet somebody else or what have you. So I always took that. But yeah, I started in my apartment in 2014, and it was on the 3rd floor. And because I take care of pregnancy specifically, I had a very pregnant woman walking up 3 flights of stairs at that time. And I was like, I need to find a new space. You know what I mean? I was like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
And literally that next day I found this space and owned and run by a Mexican family, Spanish speakers. And I walked in and I thought they were selling crystals and stuff, but like, turns out it was like protein powders and supplements. And I was like, oh God, this is boring. But I like had to I was in it, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I got to talk to them. And they asked me what I did. And I was like, oh, I'm a chiropractor. And they were like, oh, where do you practice? And I was like, well, I'm looking for a space. And they were like, oh, how much space do you need? And I said, not much. And so the owner shows me their like massage table room that they had. And I was like, this is perfect. How much? And she said, how much can you afford? I said, 100. She said, 150. And I said, okay. So I spent 13 months in that little tiny space. It literally was a third of the size of one of those bedrooms in the house, Lauren.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And then almost about a year later, I started looking again. And I was like, okay, and they raised my rent up to 200 because all my people were using the toilet paper because I was seeing so many people. And so they were like, we need to.
And they were pregnant. They're pregnant in period.
Exactly. So they were like, okay, we need to raise the rent a little bit. So I was like, all right, that's fine. So at that time though, I had moved into this apartment. So I was in a brand new apartment post-graduation. Bad mistake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, too much money. I was only like basically paying to live. So then I moved into this cockroach apartment. And I had been in there for about 5 months at this point, and I just was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I need to find a new space. I need to find somewhere where I can live and practice. So do the same thing, but more accessible, right? For whoever we were serving at the time. So I can't have 3 flights of stairs. And so everything fell through. I was supposed to, open up with another chiropractor, but I was like, I don't want to work with him, all the storefronts kind of, I swear to God, when I say I looked at every property in Oak Cliff, I have. Like, even finding this space, it took 3 years basically to get here. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a big boy game out there. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know people, if you don't, whatever, like, I just always felt like nobody gave me the time of day to listen, right? To who we were and who we are, and how actually deeply rooted we are in Oak Cliff. Like, maybe they don't know who I am, but the community does, And so I remember washing my hair in the shower and everything had fallen through. And I just was like, I can't live with cockroaches anymore. And then I was like, maybe I need to be more patient. And I look up and I see a cockroach in the shower and I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. And it was that day that I found the house.
Wow. The roach pushed you to where you're at now.
Wow.
I like it. That is a story. You hear me?
Yes.
If you didn't believe in God, wow.
Oh, exactly. And I was like, God, I know I need to be more patient. When I looked at that cockroach, I was like, no, I can't do this anymore.
I don't. Patience is not done. Oprah says that the universe will send you messages, right? And if you don't listen, the message will get louder and louder and louder until you do. And I find that to be true in my life. So I'm glad you saw the roach as loud and clear. Didn't need to go any further than that.
Yeah. And that, you guys, I jumped. Like, I literally increased like $1,000 a month, I think, when I found the house. I just typed in, I was like, what if, let me see. And I saw the house and I asked the owners, I was like, can I look at it? They were like, yeah, tonight. And I was like, okay. And it just like, went in. It was a huge leap of faith, just like this space too. I mean, going from 1,700 to 3,200 square feet and have a mortgage now and have, a commercial.
Yeah.
All leap of faith, like, I know what I need. At the end of the day, the work is already put in, So
I love that. I love any story about jumping. Like, I'm here for it. And although I would not always I don't recommend that anybody do it the way I did it, right? But I don't want to be responsible, right? I can only speak for what I did and my faith and where I'm at, right?
Yes.
But that was pretty much how I started my law firm, was just like literally with my eyes closed and just like, okay. I mean, because if you could prepare all day, you can take months and months and months to get things together, but I mean, just do it. Just get it done. It'll work itself out.
And that's exactly how I did business, right? Yeah. Like, everything will work itself out. I just need to make money and serve people.
That's it.
And 5 years later, or 6 years later, I become an LLC. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe don't do it that way, but like at the same time.
Don't do it that way, please. Please do not wait 6 years. Bree and I would like you to call us before you wait 6 years to become an LLC, please, and thank you. Okay.
ASAP.
But I don't do any business with no contracts.
Something
important. Oh no! Don't do that either.
No. So, okay, first, one of our viewers, Demetria, said, the roach said, ma'am, it's time.
And you're in my space, and we want you to go.
You're out. Be gone. Love that.
That is hilarious.
So, something you just said that is really poignant that I have been focusing on. A little background. Lexi, I stopped drinking 1.5 years ago. And I spent my first year, the theme of that year was, just don't drink, right? And once I got through that, I was like, okay, that was relatively easy. So I'm going to do a theme for every year. So since July, my theme has been gratitude. And I'm really focusing on gratitude and seeing things through the lens of gratitude. And I've seen a big difference. It's been over 6 months of my life, and my life, I can see the gratitude. When I found out about my dad, I actually wrote a page of gratitude, things I was grateful about, to have had a dad and things he did for me, that kind of thing. So one thing that my path of gratitude has exposed to me is that when I focus my goal on serving others, which my goal has always been to serve others, right? Like I've always been an advocate for other people, and that's what I do, right? But when I reframe and I phrase the goal as I can serve this many people, right? The more money I make, the more people I can help and the more service I can provide, right? I've seen that work for me. And so you just said that. You said, oh, I can serve more people. And so when I focus my life on service and how can I help more people? How can more people be benefited through me and my existence on this planet? Then I saw things really start to, and maybe they were just the same. I just feel better about them. Who knows, right? I don't know. Yeah, who knows? But I feel that living your life with a focus of service, particularly as a business owner. If you're an entrepreneur, you're relying on other people to feed you. Demetri said a servant's heart. That's exactly it. Like we are relying as business owners on people to give us money so that we can feed ourselves, right? And so we have to serve them. We have to do something above and beyond in return. I just had a client tell me she felt like I was a boxer, like I put on my Vaseline on my eyebrows and I got in and I took a beating, but I won. And, that made me feel so good, right? I was like, even if my job is weird, it's to go fight for people. That is a little weird if you think about it. I'm still serving them, and it's a service that other people are not providing. She is the type of client that other people would have ignored. And Lexi, I know that you have major success on identifying and saying, I am here to help people who were usually and traditionally ignored, right? So talk to me about that.
So my focus has always been single income and working families, forever and forever and forever, and will always be, because my parents, so I based everything basically growing up on my parents, right? My dad was double full-time. He was a veteran. My mom was overtime, full-time. Both worked very hard to provide 4 children a very wonderful life. But at the end of the day, it was still paycheck to paycheck, right? And so I know how hard that is. And when you want better, how do you get better when it's not affordable or attainable? Yes. And so the consistency is what I wanted to focus on with care, right? That's where the magic lies. That's where change happens, is in consistency. And if you can't afford something, how are you ever going to be able to change, right? And so that comes down to the way in which we sell supplements here, the way in which we provide our services, et cetera, et cetera. It's still something that needs to be prioritized in your budget. However, it is something that can be, right? And if it isn't, then I work with you, right? So I see families. I mean, I have one of my mamas, she works at Pizza Hut down the street, and like she comes in her Pizza Hut outfit, ready to roll, and sits on the table, and then I see, let's see, I had a family the other day. It was 2 parents and four kids. Mom homeschools, stays home with the kids, dad works. I told them what my full fee is for a family membership, right? And they were able to pay almost, but $20 of that. That's fine. I see people for free all the way to full price and everywhere in between. And I always say that 20% that pays the full price is going to help me with that 80%.
Right. And I feel the same way. I tell people, don't let your fear about money or the unavailability of money stop you from contacting me about the legal work. We can set up a payment plan. The lady in the boxing ring, we just have a payment plan. She's just going to pay me every month. And I like that. I like having a consistent paycheck, right? And so actually, to that point, you and also I wrote down change happens in consistency. I love that, Lexi. I'm stealing it. But you, as an entrepreneur, set up the membership. And I think this is actually something Bree and I could probably do in our own businesses. And honestly, Bree, when I think about your kind of entertainment aspect, this is something that might think about. But tell us, Lexi, about your membership program, and then as not just like what it looks like as a consumer, what we would be buying, but you as a business person, what it's done for you, how it's made your income, and whether or not you would suggest it for others.
Wait, say that again. I was distracted by a comment here. Veronica, thank you. That was really sweet.
She said, wait, hold on.
Well, what did Veronica say?
It's a two-part question. It's bifurcated, okay? So first, I want you to tell us what the membership includes, okay? Okay. Then I want you to tell us, as a business owner, what that membership service has done for your business, how it's helped you manage it or not, and whether or not you recommend it for other business owners. Go.
Okay. So in the monthly membership, so the monthly membership has definitely evolved over the years, simply because I have a lot more practice members now. I mean, at my height, I don't know if I'm doing it anymore just because my body hurts, but I was seeing about 300 people a week. So I was seeing about 120, I think I maxed out at 125 people a day.
Oh, wow.
So that obviously was not where I started. I started with one little 5-year-old that laid on my table for free my first day in practice. It was the owner's granddaughter. and then it was, after that, it was history. You know what I mean? It just kind of spiraled. So the monthly membership at the time, I claimed it to be unlimited, but it was only if you needed more services. But at the end of the day, legally, I cannot do that because there has to be a price per visit, right? And so as the years have gone on, it is 4 visits for the month, right? So for 4 weeks. And that's what the monthly membership includes. And then, so there's a single membership, there's a membership for 2 people. After 2 people, it's $5 for each additional child. So that creates that affordability, because at the end of the day, each child at other practices or, you know, wherever are being charged the adult price, which not saying, I have gone to school, I have trained, like, children are my specialty, but at the end of the day, again, if we're working with single income or if we're working with working families, like, to be 150 or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever it may be, like, that's a lot of money. And so it has kind of bit me in the butt because I'm not very good at regulating my money and regulating the income. So we've got a lot of outstanding. We've got a lot of people that do want to come in several times a week, but I forget to charge or don't charge or what have you. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're doing something like that, you definitely want to have an admin helping you manage that. Does that make sense? Because
I don't know if you knew this, but we offer bookkeeping services at Cadillac, so we can totally help you.
I'm trying to play zero in taxes.
Yeah, well, we can help you do that too. Okay, so I hear what you're saying is, like, the administrative part has been the difficulty for you, right?
100.
Is that, yeah. So if you had an administrator, let's say you've hired Cadillac Law and we're taking care of it for you, like you should, so call me. Would it be easier than if you did a traditional billing model?
Would it be easier?
Yeah. So, like, I'm thinking for other business owners, right? Do you think, at least where your billing model could be a traditional model, like it's this per visit, you know, 1,500, whatever, insurance, blah, 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 whatever. Do you think that is, as a business owner, easier or more profitable than it's a monthly fee and you just pay the fee and that's that?
Specifically for chiropractic as a business owner, the insurance route is way more profitable. There's a lot more work. So you have to, and payment out. You have to see that you need, see that you have someone hired for billing, right? And then the admin and all of that. So there's just a lot more because there's more paperwork. There's diagnoses that need to be made. There's, you know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, insurance companies dictating their health or dictating their care. We are a general wellness practice. And so I receive chiropractic care every single week, and I want my families to do the same, right? Because I've been under care for 16 years now, which is half my life. And I always say, if I was adjusted since I was a baby, I might be a mathematician and 6 feet tall. That may have been my genetic potential. I don't know, right? I'm not here to doubt anybody's genetic potential. And so I don't want nobody dictating my people's health care either. Do you know what I mean? So
like, absolutely. Yeah.
When they need it, how they want it, whatever it may be. And so that general wellness or that membership actually helps allow for that. Does that make sense? Versus them only getting 12 visits.
Absolutely. In my mind, as a business owner approaching, membership versus fee, I look at like Netflix, right? Yeah. And jack up my price. I don't know how often, because I don't care, because I need my Netflix. But it's less than $20, and soon it'll be less than $25. And, over 10 years, it'll still be less than 30, right? And I'll still like the content. So I won't even think twice about it. And so to that effect, I think as a business owner, if you can find a membership model, you can be way more profitable. So like, for example, if you're charging $100 a month for a membership and you have 10 members, that's $1,000 a month, right? But those 10 members might not come all 4 times, right? So you're getting paid $1,000 a month, but you might only be doing the work of 1 to 2 or whatever. And it all evens out over time. But in my processing of this idea of a membership, it seems like a better business idea. Like if you can do a membership. So like Bree, I'm thinking like, okay, if I was a musician or whatever, I could pay. No.
So let me tell you, like, we're not gonna open that. No, but what I did. So let me tell you what I did a few years ago in that, in that thought process. And so what I was thinking was, I'm helping small businesses, right? Forming their LLCs, helping them with their business contracts. And sometimes all they really need is sometimes just to pick up the phone and say, hey, my lawyer, what do you think about this? Should I, they may not want, they may just have a question. So instead of charging them a consultation fee every time they call, just putting them on a monthly type of subscription, right? And so they have, and so that they have access to me. And then of course, anything further, like any document reviews or any, editing, draft and stuff like that, of course, was different. But just to pick up the phone and say, hey, well, let me just see what my lawyer thinks about this while they're on the premises of doing whatever they're doing.
Right. Yeah.
That was kind of what I was, but that never panned out.
Never panned out for you?
And that never panned out for me. And so they just wanted to come when they had a document that needed to be drafted, reviewed, edited, blah, and that was it. At least who I was dealing with. So that kind of.
And so I have a couple of people who are like that. So they just gave me a retainer.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, $100 and he's like, I'll call you if I need you, right? And so it just sits in my Ulta, and if he needs me, I take it out. So I hear, to that effect, Bree, I hear what you're saying, and I think you're right. I think there's some areas of law, or maybe like a credit monitoring, like if you did help do credit repair, that kind of stuff, you can charge a monthly fee and do monitoring for your clients and so on. But I agree with you. I think it's a little difficult in our business. And actually, Lexi was the first person I ever saw with her model in her line of business. And I just think it's freaking genius, right? Like, I think it's absolutely genius, especially when your business, like mine, is really structured to help people, the underserved, help serve underserved. You can offset things, having that membership with, clients like me who can pay the full membership fee, right? That can help offset clients who can't. And then I paying the membership fee, I don't mind paying a little extra because I know I'm helping these other people.
And I think that's the thing too, that people will a lot of times forget here too. It's like, if you are paying that full fee, you are really truly helping somebody else. And it could be the person that comes in right before you or right after you. And like, that's another thing, is you don't even know here. Everybody is the same here. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is just.
Yeah, there's no way to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
There's Panera Bread is based in St. Louis, Missouri, and I read an article once that said they had a donation-based restaurant in their hometown in St. Louis, and it was their most profitable. They said people who could afford to pay would overpay so that they could help people who couldn't afford to pay, that they saw people who couldn't afford to pay come back months later and pay for other people because they're being paid for helped them so much. And so that like blew my mind, but also doesn't, because we humans are like, we care about each other, right? And like, it makes sense that it's, I mean, I feel like most of us are naturally inclined to want to do that. You know, if my soup is $8.52 and I have a $10 bill and I know that change is going to help feed someone who maybe wouldn't eat otherwise, I got no problem leaving my change. Like, that's, you know, you don't even, so I think, in a way, the business model, Lexi, that you have of the, you know, charity and for profit is really my goal as well. And I really admire it. And I think there's been a mindset for a very long time, and that's why our businesses are being so profitable, that only these people with money have money.
Ooh, right.
Right?
I want, you know what I mean? I want these things too. Doesn't mean I can't get them, right? It just may take a little bit longer for me to build up. But at the end of the day,
and you're going
I was pulling in 6 figures by my third year in practice.
Exactly.
Now, granted, do I have that in profit? Not necessarily, because it went back into the pocket. However, the fact that I was seeing that many people to bring in that much.
Right. Yeah. So that's how many people have you helped, right? And that's all because your mindset has been service, because I am helping people. And so more people come for your help. And if they can afford to pay you for the help, they do. If they can give you extra, they do. If they can't, they don't. But you are there consistently. Like you said, change happens in consistency. Oh, I just love that.
Yeah.
I had one mama, right before we moved to the space, I was having a meeting with one of my directors, and we were in the dining room, and she comes and walks in. I don't know if she had just seen my day or what she was doing at the house, but she was at the house, and she was like, Lexi, you may not remember me, but you took care of me 2 years ago. She was pregnant. And she was like, I never paid you. And so she paid me at that moment 2 years later. Like, I don't even, like, I remember her and serving her. I don't ever remember the money exchange though. Like, that's like something that just, I'm the worst with it. I don't know how to handle it. That's why I need to hire Cadillac Law.
I don't do the money handling. I have someone who I've hired to do it, and she does it for other people because she's so good at it.
We're gonna talk after this.
I feel like the money part, at least for me, is the hard part. Bree, what about you? You're like, nah, girl, I got my bag.
I'm not relating to anything that is being discussed right now. So I don't have anybody. I'm the one that collects my funds and keeps my books and all of that, right? And so I don't have the money part isn't hard for me. But again, I've been able to create this firm where I'm picking and choosing who I take. So my caseload is not huge, right? And I'm probably making the most money that I've ever made, you know, because look, when I first started, I took whatever came in the door, and I wasn't charging that much, you know, I wasn't charging my worth. And it was just kind of like I had to eat. So however that happened, that's how it happened.
Yeah.
And then as I got a little bit more wiser in the way that I'm running my business, I learned that I don't have to take as much to get the same or even more, right? And I've learned that if I center it around it being elite, if you're not picking my firm is picking you. Like, I changed the outlook, right? And it's just that's worked for me. So I don't have a whole lot of
I love that.
Billing and things.
Same
And
thing.
she's a Leo, so that is like so fitting.
Yeah, that fits me. That fits me.
No problem with money.
But I mean, I feel like Bree, you do offer an exclusive service, and you have an exclusive personality and an exclusive way of dealing with things. I mean, I had a guy tell me yesterday I was the realest lawyer he ever talked to, and that's probably true because I am a real one.
You are a real one.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Your excellence allows you to kind of narrow. For me, you get excellence, but I want to fix the whole world, right?
Right.
Like I want to fix everything. And I think Lexi is much like me. Like, I just want to fix the whole world. I want to help everyone that ever existed. And I just want to heal people. You know, I feel like it's a little bit of a different, no, it's a lot different. And I kind of envy the way you've built your business, Bree, but I just can't make myself do it that
way. Yeah.
And there's no, I feel like there's no right or wrong. Like I love Lexi's model. I think that's amazing, right? I know that, you know, and then my model is obviously completely different from hers. And then, like you said, Cadillac, like I want to help a lot of people too. And I try, you know, but I just know that everybody's not for me. And that's whether that's me personally. I've known that for a long time, since I was little, that not everybody's for me personally. Then when I built my business, I kind of just carried that into it. Like everybody's not for me, and everything that glitters isn't gold. And y'all not gonna stress me out, you know, because then I also have a life when the door shut at 4:00 p.m., 1:00 on Fridays. 1:00 on Fridays, y'all don't, you know, I shut off. So when I just want to make sure that whoever called me today, 1:00.
But you have stricter boundaries, I think.
Well, because I have to be able to flow from being a lawyer to being a mom, from being, you know what I'm saying? Like I have to. So, and it works for me, and it works for my personality, and it works for my clients, and it just works.
I love it.
But I'm a big proponent that you build it the way you want to build it. Who cares who else is doing whatever they're doing in your field? Who cares? Like nobody cares. You do it the way that works for you and your lifestyle and your family and you know, and then you build it that way. And then if you build it, they will come. I agree. I'm a big proponent of that.
I agree. And I'm like, this is my personality. And if you don't like it, there are other lawyers. I don't care. Right? Like,
this is what you get. This is what you get. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, okay. Well, we have 3 minutes left. I know we got some questions and Bree answered them. Bree is got the best phone number ever. I'm going to sing it because I have it memorized.
Wait, you're going to sing it?
Say it.
Oh, I thought you said you were. You see how excited I got? I was like, are you going to sing it though?
I'm obsessed with this phone number though.
Okay.
1-833-4-BREE-LAW. I just love that. I just love it. It's so perfect. 1-833-4-BREE-LAW. Boom.
That's
it. Cadillac Law 972. My daughter is repeating it.
I love
Cadillac 972-845-1200. Lexi, I am sure there are people in the DFW area who are getting to view this and they're like, wow, I want to work with her because honestly, you're awesome to work with. How do they get a hold of you?
Ooh, don't text me no more. I got a new number for that. I gotta draw the boundaries somewhere. It's gotta be drawn somewhere.
Yes.
So the best way, honestly, is via email or scheduling online. So our website is ourwellnesscommunitydallas.com. Our scheduling site is ourwellnesscommunity.janeapp.com.
Okay. And you are a chiropractor. You're also a doula, which means you help people have babies. And you sell supplements as well.
Yeah, we got supplements.
And your another piece of your model, which we didn't get to, and I'd love to have you back sometime so we can talk about this, is that you actually lease space to other growing and developing female-owned businesses, right?
Nice.
And that I think is really important. So we're going to have you back to talk about that.
Well, we got to talk about the doula part. Like, I really need to get,
we do.
Dig into that doula part. So
yeah,
we're going to have a 3-part series.
Yes, a 3-part series. I'm so in. Okay. So we will have you back. Bree and I will be back next week. I do not know exactly who our guest will be.
Is it Aaron? I think it's Aaron.
It's Aaron Cartwright, who is a very specialized business and construction lawyer who I know it's like incest. Lexi knows him. So I hope everyone joins us. I hope everyone joins us next week. I hope everyone learned something today. And that's it.
That's it, y'all. Y'all check us out next week. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.